So my name is Ever Garcia. I work with WCS Construction. I'm the superintendent of the site, so the person that oversees the site construction.
And my name is Xavier Rathbone, and I am the project manager on the site.
Okay, so what is your would be
So first and foremost, I'm in charge of the schedule, making sure the schedule is set for the construction project, and then out here in the field, making sure that everything is following according to that schedule. Our three top things is safely, doing the work correctly, and then doing the work on time.
My role is not as exciting. It's Ever's. I hire the contractor and the design team and oversee their work and make sure everyone gets paid on time.
next question? How many people are working on your vision right?
So right now, it's going to vary throughout the project. Right now, it's going to be between 15 and 20. Primarily, it's going to be steel construction workers, waterproofers, and then pretty soon we're going to have site utility companies out. So
And how many do you have any women working?
we do the electrical subcontractor has some we've been working. They already started with the underground conduit work. We've also had the earthwork company had some women as well. They were in charge of the all the truck going in and out, having the count, making sure that if they're going to the right place. And the concrete company also had some women out here. They were part of the safety team or their field of work.
What about anybody in the project management team?
Project manager, we do have our assistant project manager, Kelsey. She helps Chris Spivak. He's the senior project manager, and we also had a intern project engineer that helped us out as well.
Okay, so we can see the steel beams on the building. What are those for? What happened?
So what you see right now, that is basically the skeleton of the building. That's what's going to hold up everything going up from the slab on grade or the concrete on the earth itself. That's going to hold the weight of all the masonry that goes on top, all the drywall, all the concrete floors that go up above, and then any furniture, everything that goes inside of the building is going to be held by these columns or beams.
So can you tell us the purchase of each large piece of equipment?
So right now, the biggest equipment we have is the crane. This crane has a reach of, I believe, 80 feet. And then we also have the extension that takes us even higher than that. This crane it's going to take us from the beginning, the first few columns that we installed, all the way to the top to the roof. Once that's completed, that's going to mobilize out of here. The other piece of equipment that we have is the Bobcat, that's Bobcat or skid steer. That's just a general equipment that's used to move dirt or move pallets or move any small material that we have at the site. We used to have more than that when we were doing our concrete phase and earthwork phase, but at that point, all of that was completed. So we're left with these.
So do you take pride in your career?
I definitely do. Probably the most important thing for me is seeing something start from an idea, something very small, and then watch it progress. It takes a while. It's slow. There's a lot of issues that happen all across. There's a lot of problems that we have to solve, but it's that overcoming those obstacles and those problems that make it worthwhile in the end once you see the final results.
I can speak to that too. That Ever started with us 6 years ago.
But
Yeah, and I think he started as an intern.
Project engineer,
and then came in. He's worked his way up now, and he's overseeing the whole job. So he's progressed a lot in just a short period of time.
So how do you guys know what you're going to do each day got to good work?
So we plan everything ahead months in advance. The overall plan of the project, we had that idea before the start of this year. We knew exactly what the phases were going to be, what was going to happen in what months, and then after that, once that big plan is set, we do what's called a 4-week look ahead. So we see what's going to happen 4 to 6 weeks ahead of today. That way we know everybody this subcontractor has to be here at this time, and then this piece of material needs to be delivered this day. But everything is set from the master schedule in the beginning, and then updated with our 4-week look ahead of going to go along in the project.
Okay, so how do the workers keep themselves safe while working on the building? What is the help for that?
So it's a very it's a safety program that we have to do basically. So it starts with the subcontractor itself. They have their own safety professionals that give them classes. They have to be certified. If they're gonna work with heavy equipment, they have to make sure they have licenses. So they start on before they get on site. Once they arrive on site, we have a orientation that's strictly for safety. We let them know what's allowed and what isn't allowed. Per OSHA, where OSHA is the government agency, the agency that oversees safety and construction. We tell them what they want, what we want, and then once they're out here on site, I'm in charge of supervising along with my team of supervising to make sure that all those rules that we talked about at the beginning, they're following it and they're staying safe every minute and every day that they work at Afghanistan.
So how long does it take to create one floor?
So it depends on what we're looking at. So right now we're gonna go at 3 levels, so 3 floors in about a month with just the structure. After that, we come back and, for example, the shell, the perimeter of the building, that's gonna take about 2 weeks per floor. And then after that, we come back and when we do the inside of the building, like the drywall, the paint, that's gonna take about 4 weeks per floor. So once you add it all together, it's probably gonna be about 2 months per floor to get us to a point that is actually fully enclosed. But all that it's scattered throughout. So we can't do everything on one floor and then go up to the next one. We have to do entire systems first and then come back and add to what that system was lacking in the beginning.
Do you start on the ground floor or do you start on the top floor when you're finishing each floor?
For this type of construction, we're starting from ground up. So the first floor is going to be a little bit ahead than the second floor. And then once we finish one activity on the first floor, we move that activity to the floor above and a new activity happens below. And so every activity is 100% done in each floor, but it's always going to go from the first floor. What's happening on the first floor happens on the second, then it goes up to the third. And it keeps rotating that way.
Can you give us one example of using math in this project build, like in this building project that we can show with our math teachers for some
Extra special points. So starting with what we have right here, you can go from very basic to very complicated. So very basic, you got point A in one column, point B in another column. You have to know what the distance between point A to point B to make sure that that beam that we have up there is correct. Those beams, they get fabricated somewhere else. So if it's off by 3-4 inches, sometimes if it's off by 1 inch, that can't be used. We have to send it back in the truck. It has to be refabricated. That's a lot of money and it's a lot of time. So just starting with just simple addition, simple subtraction. Once you start getting more complicated, it's all about how much weight each one of these columns can hold, what's going to be what's called your max tension, what's going to be your breaking point, how high can you load a building without it collapsing, or for example, this crane, how much can this crane hold before the crane starts tumbling over. So those are things that we got to think about every single day. The crane operator is checking the weight, making sure that the material that they're picking up doesn't go above that weight. Otherwise, we could have an accident, which we're definitely not trying to have here.
So when will the building be done?
So right now, I believe our latest is next year. I want to say around August, September. So it is. We do have a hard date, but all that is right now. Our goal is to have it as early as possible. So it could be a little bit earlier than what we originally intended. But I believe right now it's September of next year.
Yeah, the building will be complete in September, but then there's always questions. So you have to get all the classrooms ready for you guys to move in. The teachers have to get all of their equipment in there, get the room looking actually ready to move into. It takes a little bit more time. Construction should be done in September.
Okay, last question. How much does it cost I know we know this, but we want to get it on, like, it would be great for the girls to hear it. So can we describe it to them?
The hard cost for the project in totality is, you guys want to take a guess? Any
So,
guesses?
my guess is around like 100-some thousand,
Okay.
maybe more, because you know we taking a lot of donations.
Yeah.
But like over like, yeah, or $1 million. Something like that. I say 1 to 2 million.
2 million. It's, as of right now, it's going to cost 18 million. Yeah. So it's going to be a nice school.
Yeah.
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 And everyone's going to make sure that all of the dollars are spent just how they're supposed to, and it's not more than that. Yep.
Money.